Hello, everybody. Special shout out to inmate 011358009.
Yep.
At 215 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
6'3". He is not 6'3". He's about 6 feet tall. I was
Like I
telling
told-
Becca, he keeps changing his height because Baron kept getting taller. So he kept making himself taller. I think in New York he said he was 6'2" or something. Anyway, he's like 6 feet.
Like I told Johnny, I was like, "Yep," and I'm the tooth fairy riding a unicorn, pooping rainbows. Because,
That man's over 300 pounds, or my name ain't Jen Lynn.
The doctor in the White House said he was 240.
And that was a lie.
Yeah.
I mean, the vanity, as if we can't see with our own eyes. You know, take Donald Trump in his golf gear, which is disgusting, and line him up side by side with Colin Kaepernick, who's almost the same. He's 6'4", 230, I think. Night and day. And everybody knows what Colin Kaepernick looks like, because if y'all got that GQ magazine a few years ago, you're picking up what I'm putting down.
Mark Meadows was 240.
Mm-hmm. Somehow he's thinner than Mark Meadows.
He's so svelte.
Oh. I'm
With
going to
his
ask
little
the cards.
lips in his shoes leaning forward.
I'm going to ask the cards real quick. How much does Donald Trump weigh? Hold on. Give me a second. How much does Donald Trump weigh? How much
I'm with you, Peggy. I think
does Donald Trump weigh?
he's over 300 or.
Okay, he's overweight. His health, overweight, obese with the bear there, and then dog, which is card number 18. So I would add another 180 pounds to the reported weight. So, yeah. So let's see here. What did he report at?
215.
215 plus 180. We're looking at 395 pounds.
He's got to be 280 at least.
No, that's.
I think he's 300 at least.
Yeah, I mean, at least. Not 215, nowhere near that.
I have a brother that's 6'4", 260 pounds, and he is way fatter, way bigger, and not 6'4".
Because, I mean, muscle weighs more than fat. And the guy who plays Thor is the exact same size and height, weight and height, I should say, as Donald Trump. Ooh.
My favorite tweets was Stormy Daniels. She was like, "That man was on top of me. He was not 215 pounds." She would know.
I may have to stop admitting that.
with his tiny little mushroom like that. My chapstick.
Oh, my mushroom's so little I lost it in the drawer. I can't find the little mushroom.
Oh, that's what she said.
She tweeted she was still a virgin.
Yeah. Okay, so I asked again, how much does he weigh? That's number 36. I'm adding a 0 behind that. So more like 360. Yeah.
Well, dang, I've lost my mushroom.
Yeah, Trillium is saying Stormy is a 110-pound virgin. Oh, man.
Got all kinds of stuff in my drawer and can't put my hand on my little mushroom. Cats might have gotten it and played with it. Oh, there it is. I left it in the baggie so I wouldn't lose it. Itty bitty mushroom.
Yeah.
Glows in the dark, kind of.
It's like a mosquito bite. What is that?
It can still give you herpes.
Yep. 3-inch mushroom. That's being generous. Probably more like 3 centimeters, which would be roughly that big.
Yeah, my little
3
mushroom's
centimeters.
smaller than that.
I don't. Giving him inches is being kind. So. Yeah.
So the 7-year saga of whatever, however many years of wanting to see a Donald Trump mugshot. There it is. Now he's not in prison yet, but take the little games. We have been wanting this for how long? Just take the little games.
We have our prison cell here. He's welcome to join us in. All of them.
We'll go visit him and do phone readings over the thing through the class.
From prison.
We can go visit him and throw him paper towels like he did to
Put the cards up on the thing like that.
I could only do readings from 2 to 5.
Oh, bless his heart. He got a mugshot. Now, mind you, they've been saying that the reason they haven't done one is because everybody knows who he is. So, public record. He was the president at one point. So, surprise. There is no surprise in who he is. However, we got one this time. So, Karma's still working. She does. She does thing on her own timeline. Mind you, the Wheel of Fortune in tarot is the karma card, and you can't speed it up and you can't slow it down. It happens when it's supposed to. So,
did you see that he's already fundraised over $7 million off that mugshot?
I mean, why not?
The man has no shame, none, and the idiots that follow him.
It's saying, "I'll never surrender." It's like, dude, you just surrendered for your 4th and 9th.
I didn't really understand that part. When the reason you have the mugshot is because you surrendered. I mean, I guess never give up is more of a tagline than never surrender because you surrendered already. So
You just surrendered. Your mugshot is proof of that, unless you're going to lie about what that photo is.
that's like saying don't play golf mid-swing or something. It's just that didn't make a whole lot of sense, but fine. I'll let it go.
Let him live in his alternate reality over there, where he's the king of the world and he's got like a 9-inch long instead of a 3-centimeter mushroom, and he weighs 215 pounds. Like in his alternate reality over there.
If he weighs 215 pounds, then I weigh 215.
You sure do. Oh Lord.
It's just hysterical that his supporters are so riled up about it. It's like, over 50% of the country wants to see him in prison.
Did you see what our allies abroad are saying about him being held accountable? And it's just like these people are so far removed that it's just like, I don't even know how they're going to come back over here to Earth One, because
this man, trying to look so tough, so masculine and angry or whatever, and trying not to show his triple chin. It's like, you're not tough, Mr. Bone Spurs. You're the biggest coward there is. And
it looks like somebody woke up a cat from a nap and poured water on it.
You know what pissed me off? That they didn't make him take his toupee off his head. That dead ferret. I wanted to see what he looks like bald.
Anybody else, they would have done that. But it does look kind of weird. Like, Johnny, hold that up again. It looks like his part isn't on the side like it usually is. It looks like they might have messed with his hair a little. Doesn't it look like his part's a little more like to the center or something?
Somebody got a mugshot.
And his one eye, his left, so it would be our right, looks really like reddish.
Both of them are. If you enlarge
He's
the
probably
picture,
crying in the car.
He's snorting up in the plane, I'm sure. His eyes are all messed up and look like he was snorting. And his nose is all messed up because he's had, what do they call that? The rhinoplasty or whatever, because he's blown out the side of his nose from doing
Michael Cohen was saying to do an anal a cavity thing on him because you would see that his septum and everything else in his nose is gone from years of just abusing drugs, snorting, but whatever.
So, first question. Did he practice his pose over and over?
It's like, homeboy, that little look ain't going to work in the yard, but
I can see Junior or somebody saying to him, you need to practice your mugshot pose because it's coming.
He looks constipated in that picture, though. He's like,
he looks mad because he only has a little bitty mushroom.
Did you practice his pose for the mugshot?
Yeah, that should be what they paint and hang in the White House, just to scare every future president from ever doing what he did.
That's his mugshot is going to be his presidential portrait.
That's exactly what they should blow up and hang in the White House.
The mugshot is Donald Trump's presidential portrait.
I actually get a no. Are you getting a yes?
I get that it was something that it wasn't practiced, but it was something that he's tried to perfect over time to give himself authority of some sort, standing out authority, bureaucracy. Do you see what I'm saying? He's very passionate. It's something that he desires, but I don't get that he practiced it in the mirror. It's almost like it's a reflection of how he sees other heads of state and strongmen looking like.
Yeah, like
I don't
how
get
he
practice.
would think Putin would pose for a photo to look tough. Like he's seen a pose like that, but I don't think he practiced it. What are you getting, Johnny?
I think that he was trying to hide something. So it was fake mean face because there is something in the inside. 7 of Swords, 4 of Pentacles. But the King of Swords that he is quite afraid of. And he's never been in this position before.
Something he's trying to hide.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice that his vagina chin is not visible in that picture?
That's
not what I'm calling it. That's what the people on Twitter call it, his vagina chin. Because he's
For entertainment purposes, only YouTube. I get like he was angry, pissed off, but I start out with a no. He's trying to hang on. Here he is, King of Swords, and on the travel there to the jail. I get no, that he did not. He was just getting more and more anxious and emotional and angry. So I don't think he practiced it.
Can I ask a question, Jenny?
Uh-huh.
Was he embarrassed to have to take a mugshot? Because, I mean, I don't expect him to feel any level of shame with the raging narcissist that he is. But, like, you can't tell me somewhere deep down inside there might have been a little bit of embarrassment. Now, everybody in the whole damn world has seen your mugshot. Like, that saying, tapar el sol con un dedo, trying to cover up the sun with your finger. You can't. Everybody's going to see it, you know? So was he embarrassed about having to take a mugshot?
They should make them have to put their weight down as under oath so that they could get him on lying about that too. Thank you, Terry, for posting the questions for us. That's one trip Melania should have taken with him so she could laugh at him all the way home.
And don't you find it incredibly telling that not once in the 4 times so far, because if I remember the tableau, there's more than this coming. There's like from now through October, through the fall, the rest of the year, it's just more. Keeps coming. Not once has any family member been there with him. Not Melania, not Junior, not I Paste, not Ivanka, nobody. So, what'd you get, John?
How very sad. There is a overflow of emotion. The Ace of Cups, the 5 of Swords in the 8 of Cups, though. There is a bit of power leaving. So I didn't get embarrassment, but I believe so. I mean, just as a personal note. But this is telling me about his power escaping, or his advantage that he thought he had leaving him. And so he can't portray, well, he can. To those who believe it will always believe it. But he can't really portray to be big, bad, and tough when you just got arrested. And mugshot, fingerprint, booked, weight, height, hair color, eye color, blood type, everything's out in the open. So I didn't get the embarrassment, but again, I think he has to be, because
guess what, Donald? Your tax returns will be public once that all goes to trial too. Everything is going to be on display.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you get, Becca?
I got the dog, the anchor, and the mice. This is saying yes, but there's more than one way to interpret it. Nervousness and anxiety about the guards that were there. So yes, embarrassed because now he's surrounded by people outside of this circle that are not loyal to him. That makes him nervous. Also nervousness around his own guards. So I don't know what's going on with the Secret Service. But didn't they just get over 3 million pages of the stuff that was missing and destroyed? That's on his mind too. Because these homeboys are about to go to prison like everybody else. You know, so I get yes. And people are the loyalty and everything that he's had around him is gonna start dwindling away. But was he embarrassed? Yes, mostly because of the guards, his personal guards, and the guards over in Georgia. So
yeah, I get he felt trapped. He was trying to keep a lid on his emotions on the way there, but he's feeling very irrational. He's feeling like the moral authority, and like I don't get embarrassed, but I get, you know, to me this is like anger again, like lashing out. Which can come from embarrassment. But I get he's been planning all along with others to grift off of it. That's a big old yes. He has been planning all along to take money from people to grift off of it.
Where is his family? Can we ask? Why don't they want to go? Any of them?
Okay, let's ask.
Or is he not letting him? Where's,
Yeah, well, that could be too. Like,
does he want his family with him?
Why is his family not with him when he's doing it?
Now, Daddy, calm down. They're just going to take one photo.
Ooh.
Sorry, I got plans that day.
everybody has to wash their hair on the same day.
Mm-mm-mm.
What you getting?
What you get, Donnie?
I don't think he wants them there. I get the hermit is how it ends, so there's your loneliness and being alone. They are here with the Three of Cups. The boy, the Paste Eater, he wants to go. The King of Cups and the Star is the first two cards. The Knight of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles, they're ready to go on the attack. They want, well, at least the boys do, want to do something, but I don't think he wants them to. There's the Hermit. It seems as though he's, I guess, content to go by himself, or they're content to let him go by himself. They would just like to maybe do their comments on Twitter or something. But other than that, they ain't going to show up to anything, I don't think.
I don't think he wants them to either. I think he feels, trapped. And it's like, he'll play the victim to grift. He'll play like, oh, they're attacking me and everything. But with his kids, I get, he wants to be strongman Trump, and his world is crashing on the Fool. He's trying to be, strong, and he's got other people connected to him that are traveling with him, but he wants them at home and go out there and make some more money.
Okay.
I did a double line of 5. The top row is the Snake, the Man, the House, Crossroads, and Scythe. Bottom row is the Clouds, Clover, Tower, Key, and Anchor. Why is his family not with him? Because he's gotten them into their own legal problems. Because it's House and Tower. So the family has a crap ton of legal issues that comes from an institution or a corporation, could also be government, that they have lied about. It's a lie. This institution is a lie, lying about this institution, this corporation. And there's indictments or very hard, heavy, swift decisions that causes separations from the family to that institution. So it's kind of like everybody's ass and elbows saving their own asses. You see what I'm saying? It's like he's the cause of it because it's Snake Man House. He's the cause of the problems that are coming to the family legally with House and Tower. I mean, they'll gaslight and lie, but they're like, we want none of that. None of that. And it's almost like there was, it's almost like, let me see, two women, Snake and Crossroads. And then you have the Clouds, the House, and the Scythe. So 2 women and 3 men in the family may have had knowledge or access to him during the whole insurrection situation. So they're like staying the hell away from it because they don't want to get wrapped up in it. So I see 2 women, 1, 2, and 3 men.
So
one younger, one that's into real estate, and another one that's just confused and just like, ugh. So I don't know if that one's
Eric,
junior one.
I
And then the Snake and the Crossroads. So there's two women there. So I don't know if one's Ivanka. And these two have their own issues. This is a pair because these are both clubs. So I would read these two as a pair. So these two are married. And then there's another woman here with the Crossroads, the Queen of Diamonds. And she's closest to this one. So this would be like a Guilfoyle and like a Sniffy, maybe. And then another one in the middle. But they have their own legal issues, and they can provide answers to what he was doing and what he was ordering to do. So they're just like, go stick your head in the sand so we don't get roped up into this, if that makes sense. So eventually everything comes out and the answers come out, and they'll have to answer to whatever if they're brought in for questioning. But I get it's because of that. They don't want to, they know what he did. Some of them might have been there and they were just like, mm-mm.
We're going to have enough trouble with Trump org. We don't need to get drawn into January 6th too.
And I wouldn't be surprised if some of them aren't already, because Kushner had to go answer to the committee about Jan 6. Kimberly Guilfoyle and Sniffy were at the tent partying up a storm during the insurrection. So they're all involved. They're just staying away from it to try to not get wrapped up in it. You know
who else wasn't there? Kari Lake and Marjorie Taylor Greene, his biggest supporters. They weren't there either. You think MTG, being a Georgian, would have been down there, but nope.
Well,
I guess she got enough of that New York crowd.
She was there out in the parking lot, outside the jail. Because she and Laura Loomer got into it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's our final question for the night. So
that got petty, Johnny. That got real petty. I don't think you saw the text message, but it's on video on Twitter.
She's gonna fight everybody, ain't she? Go ahead there.
That the Laura Loomer girl is the one that said that MTG. Remember when MTG called Bimbo Boebert a little bitch on the House floor? And Laura Loomer went on Twitter and said that Marjorie Taylor Greene is a bitch and she looks like a dog.
Oh,
that's,
yeah.
That's the one that's like going after MTG now. It's funny. It's funny.
So we'll come back to the Secret Service in a second. I want to stick to Georgia for a second. The GOP is trying to remove Fani Willis using that new Georgia law SB 92 starting October 1st, which is when it comes in, where they can remove an AG or a prosecutor if they want. Kemp supported the law, but he's also testifying against Trump in the trial. So I want to know, will they try to remove Fani, and will they be successful? By the way, there was a question about Trump selling Mar-a-Lago to Don Jr. before he went to Georgia. That was a fake story, so that's why we're not reading on it. You can Google that. Zillow made a mistake on their website, and it apparently blew up, and everybody said, oh, he sold it to Don Jr.
Disgruntled employee.
Yeah. So will they try to get rid of Fani Willis down in Georgia with their new law?
Gotta love these lawmakers, huh? All the ones that committed crimes are over there, like trying to impeach people and get them off. You know, it's like the inmates running the prison.
What you getting, Becca?
No, a successful opportunity or something that they're hoping for is diminished or taken away. I get a no. So there's your success, there's your hope and your risk, but it's diminished and taken away. So it's too public now. And if they do, watch out.
Like, here's your chance to get rid of Trump once and for all out of your party. You know, you're going to blow that just because you got a grudge against Bonnie. What are you getting, Johnny?
No, the first two cards I get is the Nine of Pentacles, secure, and the Lover's card, support, and then it ends in the Justice card. I think the problem comes in is someone, of course, is pressuring with the Chariot card and the Ten of Wands, pressuring someone, trying to create some anxiety and some stress for somebody to remove her. So somebody on the outside is doing this. Of course, this is not coming from, I think, the main players of Georgia. So I think she's all right for now.
I get a no too. You know, it's like emissary for the king. Okay, is your king Trump, former president, or Kemp, governor? So I get the Republicans are out in the cold on this. There's an inside person that is going to them and putting his foot down, so to speak. So whether that's a Kemp or somebody under Kemp that's like, no, don't do this. This is our opportunity, you know, our image. We've got to turn our back on this. So it may even come up to a little bit of a court battle or something. It may end up going to the courts and everything. But I get she's fine. Everybody starts looking at Trump differently. So
I think that law is already being challenged. That SB whatever, I think it's already being challenged right now.
In the courts.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it looks like they're not going to be able to do it. So Bonnie is doing a speedy trial per Cheeseburger's request, Chesborough or whatever his name is. Cheeseburger. And Sidney Powell requested a speedy trial. So she's like, sure, October. You know, here we go. First, I want to know what the outcome of each of their trials are. So pull for Chesborough and for Sidney Powell. And then I want to look at how it's going to impact Trump. So will they be found guilty?
We got a super chat.
Oh, I missed it. Margaret, thank you.
Third.
Chesborough and Sidney Powell. The Kraken. People are going to be watching this on TV.
Trump's is going to be televised too, isn't it?
Yeah, they televise everything from Georgia Federal.
Good.
What you getting, Johnny?
For Chesborough, yes, he will be found guilty. Six of Wands, the Ten of Wands, the person center of attention, weight down and burden, Can't move, won't move, and it ends in the Eight of Swords. So I do not get for him the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords would mean he doesn't serve his full term, so or full sentence, I should say. So whatever he gets, he's going to do. I mean, there could be some stuff that changes along the way, but he is at a complete defeated and disadvantage. Five of Swords, Eight of Swords. For Sidney Powell.
Rico, they get a minimum of 5 years in Georgia.
Oh, good. For Sidney Powell, I get the Page of Swords and the Magician, so bad news around the person who was manipulating there. The Seven of Pentacles, the Three of Swords, she's going to get some time too. This is going to go back to some other stuff. So I don't know if that's the only thing she's being charged with, but there's something else deep down in the dirt there too that they could use against her. But hers ends in the Five of Wands. She's going to try to fight something, but it's going to be very, very, very unsuccessful. So yeah, they both get found guilty. Is what I get.
What you getting, Becca?
For the cheeseburger, no waiting. That is delivered quickly. It's the storks, the lilies, and the coffin. So that's change and progression over time. Something that takes a long time. No, done, over. The news, the writer, comes very, very quickly. And that news is shocking and puts him in danger. He's the target here. Okay. For Sidney Powell, it's the Crossroads, Rider, Whip, Storks, and Fox. I did it with a separate deck. Same thing. She's screwed too. There's the decision for her. There's something that happens to where I don't know if it's the charges or the accusations against her go higher. They add to or go higher because it's Whip and Storks. And that's also the Whip is also something that has a pattern to it. So, so it's almost like there's a pattern to her escalating something or trying to change something, overturn something, and it's a trap. She's trapped. She's going, so
it's like something is growing out of her. Something's going to grow out of her trial. She's put away. She's done. She's toast. But something's going to grow from this. There's like some new evidence, I think, or something. So there's going to be more questions asked. So whether that's Jack Smith or somebody elevating it on up, but something's going to grow out of her trial. Cheeseburger, yeah, dude, you're going away. you freaking, your time's up.
and for Sidney Powell's read, if I could amend my response, it was Crossroads there too. So that means multiple, and it was Crossroads, Whip, and then Fox. There's multiple investigations into Sidney Powell for her abusing something and getting into something for fraud to change something. So I don't know if she was involved in Arizona with the ninja people.
She was involved in wherever that, oh God, what was the woman's name? Because she was convicted too. The county commissioner lady.
Yeah.
It was her, Pillow Guy, in Sydney. All were doing something together up there, whatever state that was in.
But there was something there too where she was getting into stuff, change something. So I don't know if that's
all because she was trying to get records, and that's what that woman went to jail for.
For the voting machines. There's something there about gaining access that you're not supposed to get to change something, duplicate it and change it.
They tried to, or did get access to a voting machine, and were trying to, access it. So.
Get the data to duplicate it and make it fraudulent everywhere else. So that's not for Sidney Powell. Georgia is not the only place she's going to get busted, because that reading started with Crossroads. So there's more than one where
I don't think any of these people, it's a one and done. I think they're going to get busted all over the place. So what, if they're found guilty, what will that mean for Trump's defense? How will Trump's trial go when it happens? I feel like I see Bonnie Willis just doing little hash marks tag, like, okay, one down, another one, and just keeping a tally as she takes off all 19. One of them's in jail still because he had a previous indictment for hitting a FBI agent who was trying to serve him with a subpoena. So he's in jail still, and he says he can't afford a lawyer, so he's also waiting on a court-appointed one of the Georgia fake electors. So.
Break the law for a billionaire, and you can't afford your own lawyer.
And be stupid enough to hit an FBI agent.
Yeah, something's wrong.
What do you think's going to happen there, dude?
Maybe you eat paste too. Good Lord. What does this mean for Donald
Just
Trump?
at that point, he's got nothing to lose because he's already lost everything.
Yeah, for Donald Trump.
For Donald Trump, what will this mean?
You probably didn't even know that man's name.
Did you all see that Kanye's PR person, her mugshot? She's all
You look like the Joker.
like, that's really something to be freaking proud of. Do you realize that you're facing 5 years minimum?
She looks like she just walked out of the Barbie movie.
I mean, and then there was that guy that was a preacher
Yeah.
that got roped into that whole preacher that thought it was a good idea to go to somebody's house to, what was her name, Johnny? The mom and daughter. And
Ruby something in it.
Ruby Friedman, is it? Went to her house to try to pressure her to say that she lied, and it's like a preacher telling somebody to lie. Like, isn't that one of the commandments, to not lie? Or is there like you know a little footnote? Unless it's for Donald Trump, then all lying is excusable.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, come on, a damn preacher. Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Well, for starters, it means he's going to grift more.
Thank you, Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss. Thank you. Would you
I
get
think his luck has run out now. All that we've been through, you know, you don't really want to throw that out there because it's like, oh, yay. But then you get like tomorrow he's, you know, innocent until proven guilty type thing. But I did a traditional Celtic cross. That's his first card is the Wheel of Fortune. It is challenged by the Eight of Swords. This is limited, powerless, jail. And so his luck has run out. It has been severely challenged. Now, if you want to see where the challenges may be coming from, go to your number 8 card, which is your environment, because that could be what's plaguing you as well. And it's the defeat card, the 5 of Swords. And so his luck has run out. Justice is also here, and it ends in the Chariot. And the Chariot is a victory card, but you must pull all things together first. So his 2 outcome cards is the 8 of Cups, fleeting victory. So this puts a nail in the coffin. I hate to say that out loud, but I think it does because everybody else is going down for the same thing you did. Now, mind you, keep track of what they're charging him for, and what they could charge him for is a completely different thing. They go for what they can build a case on, not just for what they think he did, because they can say all kinds of stuff. But intimidation of witnesses, or intimidation of the jury, and intimidation of and threatening Fonnie Willis, and all these they could go in, but you're going to have to try to build a case around that. So they go in for what they know they have, and there's that. Orange jumpsuit for the orange man.
Mm-mm-mm. I'm wondering, he's not going to be orange anymore, though, because won't they take away his makeup when he goes to someone will have to bring it to him.
He'll be orange and pale like a creamsicle then.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Patty.
like those little Halloween candies that you don't like, Johnny. Those the corn one.
I just don't eat
Candy
the white part.
That'll be him, white, orange, and yellow.
He's a candy corn.
He's a candy corn.
You yellow belly coward.
I can't go to breakfast yet. I got to get my hairpiece in place.
Oh my God. What will
The
for them getting found guilty, what will it do for him? What does it mean for his defense? Well, he's effed, but he'll use it to market and fundraise off of it for trips. There's the moon, the fish, and the ship. Marketing, getting money, and then some sort of a little vacation trip. And he's already joking around about, I'm going to leave the country to Russia, Russia, Russia. It's like, please go ahead, find your way out of a plane because they have windows too. You know,
Like,
He's going to go to Russia.
he was texting that maybe I'll go to Russia. So he's
And do
forecasting.
what?
Yeah, and do what exactly? I mean, unless they can figure out a way to freeze all his accounts, the idiots are going to see, oh my God, he's a political. What is it? The people that come to this country seeking asylum, like Trump is going to Russia to seek asylum from political prosecution and sell their homes and give them his money.
Now, mind you, he talks a lot, but he ain't kidding. He do want to escape because he's now been mugshot. This is a lot more real than it had ever been in these past whatever years. So I'm sure he does want to run away, but if that's not a good place to go, buddy.
He said he'd sleep under a gold dome with Putin. It's like, yeah, he's got your PP tapes. Go ahead and go over there.
And you're of no value. You're of no value to him.
Yeah,
At
and
all.
if they end up taking Putin out, it's like, what you gonna do, Trump? You'd be next. They don't need your dead weight.
All 360 pounds of it. That ass.
Yeah, he's gonna grip off of it. It's like there's more corruption stuff will grow out of this from Trump. He will be very, very burdened. He will think about going to Russia. There are people that are going to try to take plea deals, and he'll see that as a betrayal. But he will realize this is the end for him, and he'll try to act like the sacrifice, the martyr, and look at me, I'm the star, I'm the celebrity and stuff. But he will think about going.
Doesn't mean he's gonna go, but it's
First of all, they're going to arrest you at the airport. So that's number one. Number two, you're the president. You have Secret Service. They're going to always find you. You can't escape to Russia, buddy.
Yeah.
And number three, your plane is dilapidated, and the only reason it's still in the sky is because you're stupid ass idiots that you're grifting off of. Okay, so I wouldn't want to chance that plane going from here to a foreign country when it's probably running on one engine.
We probably try to get on a Saudi jet or something when they come over for their live golf tournaments,
Let's say that the laws will suspend for a moment and he gets to go to Russia. Can we ask, does he live happily ever after that?
Hypothetically,
If he was to actually be able to go, like let's say we were doing a personal reading for him.
Yeah,
And he
let's
says,
say
I
our
want to go
government
to
said,
Russia. What
okay, let him escape. That'll be the end of everything.
what will happen if I move to Russia?
We'll prosecute him in absentia like they did that Russian oligarch.
If he moves, what would happen? If he moved, oh. Would you live happily ever after?
get near those windows, homeboy, and drink a bunch of that tea. The knowledge and secrets here of a traitor and a betrayer, whatever documents he thinks he has knowledge of, knowledge documents, so classified documents or whatever, doesn't help him in this. So it's not like tit for tat, because most of the documents are gone. Some of them couldn't quite literally be inside of a coffin, but you can't take that coffin with you. But either way, you end up here. So I'm just saying. Let me see.
That's my equivalent of a coffin card, Becca.
And look, classified documents in a box, or literally a coffin. I'm telling you, like, I know we've been saying this for so long, and the part of me is like, there's no effing way. Prove it. Like, dig up that coffin and show me, and my jaw will hit the floor. But no, no. There's abuse here, and perhaps a good whipping, for him. So he might get his little butt beat a little bit, but.
Well, I think Jack has already said in one of his cases that he's a flight risk.
The judge did, I think. I think it was the judge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get like Russia would use him as a messenger, to talk about how bad things are in the U.S. They'd use him for propaganda. Let me get Johnny back in here. So they'd use him for propaganda, but I get when they're done with him, he's toast. He's exit stage left. Stay away from the windows. They would not keep him around. He's literally dead weight.
Yeah, he ain't going nowhere. That was enough for me already. It's just
he ain't going nowhere. Look at what just happened to Prigozhin. Prigozhin thought he was. They have windows too, homeboy, and they sometimes fall out of the sky. So,
one last. Two more questions on Georgia, and then we'll go to that. Will more speedy trial requests come from these 19? Kind of like, why do they want a speedy trial? They think they can beat it if they shake Fani up. Fani's ready to go to trial.
Get over with. Ain't got no money for a long trial, probably.
Yeah, don't want to pay a lawyer, or don't want Trump pressuring them all through the waiting time too. All his witness tampering and threatening them and. So will there be more speedy trial requests?
I get a yes. I get that it's a way to bottleneck it and cause delays, problems, delays, obstructions, obstacles in the organizational chart of the law in the courts, the bureaucracy of it. It doesn't work, though. It doesn't work. So it's almost like they're wanting, because this is like an org chart. This tells you top to bottom. And this is an individual, one person. So it's almost like they may try to do it so that they can all be tried separately instead of together under RICO to weaken the case. But it's like, no, it doesn't. The problems continue to grow for them legally here. So
it doesn't help them, because RICO's conspiracy, right? So getting tried individually, you're still going to be linked to all those other people. It's almost like they hope to see how it's presented in the first couple of trials too, and so that they can prepare their defense for Fani.
I get a man and a woman here and both know. They want to drag out. The man wants to fight with the Tower and the Five of Wands, and the woman wants some sort of whoever is Jenna Ellis, somebody's fundraising. She needs time because she needs money. She needs seeds. She needs fruits of harvest. She's waiting on the Lord. I remember that. She's waiting on the Lord. So, So there you go. I guess he'll answer your call.
I get for practical reasons, this will grow. More people will want a quick, speedy trial, more Republicans, and trying to get away with this. And I think judgment is going to come swift, one by one. Ba-boom, 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 ba-boom. They're all going to exit stage left.
It's like, are you all really in such a hurry to go to prison? I mean,
and just to give more stuff to Jack Smith too,
you know,
and other states where they're going to get charged, you know. So let's go to Prigozhin for a second. Was he on the plane? Because he's known for having body doubles, and he was just seen in Africa before the plane crash. So what you getting, Johnny?
If he wasn't, he's still dead. So there's some sort of swift attack here. And 10 of swords, 4 of swords. Someone still out of commission. So whether that was a decoy and they killed him on the ground or whatever the case may be, I still don't get he's in this realm anymore.
Yeah, we said several months ago when he staged his little coup, stay away from open windows.
He was a dead man walking. He
Yeah.
was a dead man walking.
You should have went through with it.
I got it was a swift, sudden attack with the weapon, and then kaboom, boom, like bye bye. So, a swift, sudden, violent ending. But this is like weapons, so I don't know if it was shot out of the sky. You can't tell me that thing like.
They said that there wasn't a like you could see a missile, but they said there was probably explosives on the plane because the wing blew off.
Yeah, because this is a weapon of some sort, and
Yes.
then the death and the ending there.
So probably had a bomb on the plane or something that they activated. I get he was sacrificed. I get kaboom. They've been watching and waiting for the right time to do it, and were trying to keep him isolated, and they took him out. So, dude, there's windows on planes too. We told you, stay away from windows.
Didn't Putin send his condolences to?
Probably, knowing him. So the Wagner group, those that are there in Belarus and stuff, they have been required to take loyalty oaths to Putin. So will we see any more uprisings out of the Wagner group now that their leader is gone? The ones that are up there in the Russia area.
Did they get the message, or
are they going to get shoved out of windows?
did they get a fire lit underneath them and said, "Well, we're going to go attack back"?
Because Prigozhin was in Africa trying to recruit more people for the Wagner group.
Will there be another uprising? I would say yes, only because the first 3 cards, in the tarot, there's a spy card, the Page of Swords. That's the spy because that's the definition they gave him. But the 7 of Swords is a person disguised as a military officer, sneaks into the camp, steals the sword. So there's your another spy. So it starts with the Page of Swords and the Nine of Swords. Someone's going to lie and basically take an oath or say, I'm on your side, that type of thing. And here with the Seven of Swords, there is a scheme behind that. With the Four of Wands, someone in-house, someone in the group. So, and then it ends in the Magician. There's your manipulation. I think they will pledge loyalty and stage some sort of uprising way later down the line when you're not expecting this type of thing. But they're not on your side. And I think he knows that. Putin is disgusting, but not stupid.
What you getting, Becca?
I get yes, and there's a new man coming on board that will seek to fill the vacuum and become the celebrity for these people, kind of carrying the torch.
Be the leader.
He's to be the new leader that's very passionate. This is looking like a yes. When it happens, I don't know. But it's almost like there's this new man here that's coming in. And if you look, these are all hearts. This is a very passionate person that's looking to lead the charge, but he's a newcomer. Or maybe it was someone below Prigozhin, or it's a new person coming in to fill the void that's going to get a lot of celebrity, and he's going to be very, very, very passionate about what he has to say. So
yeah, I get they're in the planning stages now. The plan is about to get off the ground with a new leader since their old one was kaboomed and isolated from them. They're not done with Putin yet, is what I'm getting. And something is going to happen quickly and swiftly if they have enough support. This new leader is trying to drum up the emotions of the people to get him behind. It's kind of like a 50-50. I don't think he gets all of them, but he'll get a lot of support. And this new leader is going to try to hang on to power. So watch for... When I get near future, like something coming quick, that tells me like 6 to 8 weeks. Like something really quick. Okay, that's all on Russia. Will the GOP shut down our government in September with our budget? Because little Kev McCarthy's wants to cut Social Security, wants Jack Smith to quit investigating and prosecuting. And thank you, Carolyn.
He's trying to get rid of your Trump problem, for God's sake. So let it happen.
They're demanding to defund the DOJ and defund Jack Smith. And if they don't, they're threatening McCarthy's speakership as well. Shut down the government and get rid of the investigations into Trump, or you lose your speakership.
And it's not going to work. You can't threaten the DOJ, dudes.
Well, did you see the lovely little letter that the Chihuahua sent to Fannie Willis?
Oh, yeah. Jim Jordan.
Mm-hmm. So will the GOP shut down the government next month?
I hope Fannie just ignores that subpoena because, Jim Jordan ignored his, fight it all the way up to the Supreme Court. I keep saying Fannie, funny.
And he doesn't have jurisdiction over Fannie Willis. He doesn't. Yeah. So I don't care. I mean, this he would have known this had he finished law school, maybe took his bar, but he's just there for performative reasons. It's not like he's being serious.
Will they be successful at shutting down our government?
I don't get an answer. I get we'll see. It starts with the moon, which is still things to be revealed, so it's not clear. And then the Two of Cups. So there's still some conversations and deals to be made. This is not a thing this time that's aimed at Biden and concessions. This is them basically still trying to protect Trump in some weird underlying way. And there's still a bunch of conversations and talks that need to be had. This is going to be exactly like the last, well, not exactly, but just kind of like the last time. Six of Cups is nostalgia. The Nine of Wands is pressure and strain. it ends in temperance, and so things will calm down, but not before everybody tears their hair out a little bit. But I don't know, as far as shutdown, there's still things to be revealed there.
Getting Becca?
It's looking like a yes. There's my yes card, the key, which is answers and access. A small minority, small, okay. Power, yes, for small power, for a small grab of power, for a small group that wants more power. Also, finance, something financial here. So with these two, is something very important for power and finance resources, but it comes from a small, very small group, if that makes sense. So that would be like the Freedom Caucus, right? The MAGA crowd, the crazies, because it's saying it's small. But it's looking like it's going that way. So
it's funny because I feel like Kevin's damned if he does, damned if he doesn't, because he's playing both sides of a sword. It's all going to come down to him getting kicked out is what I'm getting. So I get the abundance are moving forward, working out details. They are trying to make it smaller. I do think they'll crash it. But I think they'll force him out as speaker and try to come up with some sort of offer that will get support. So I think it will ultimately I feel like it's a short shutdown. Like they'll revisit it. They'll come back and revisit it because I have the judgment card here. There's a lot of these people that are running in congressional districts that Biden won in. So they don't want this on their record going into the elections. And I get that there are some that are, starting to move away from Trump and stuff. And so they're not going to be happy with these Freedom Caucus people. So I think, yes, short term, and then they work out a deal because everybody get and kick Kevin out.
Mm-hmm.
So if they do shut it down, how will this affect the GOP in the elections next year? These guys have no platform other than cut Social Security, don't allow immigration. Biden and Hunter Biden are crooks, and stop all investigations on Trump. That's their only platform. And take away all women's rights. Take away, women's rights and gay rights and everything else.
Hurt people, basically.
Hurt people. Hurt people. They
Whatever
don't
we can do to hurt somebody.
If you watch any of that debate, nobody has a platform.
It's just hurt people.
I will give points to Nikki, what's her face, for saying Donald Trump contributed 8.7 trillion to our debt.
Mm-hmm.
Nikki Haley. The only honest thing I heard on the stage all night. So, how will this affect the GOP in the midterms?
Well, I wasn't expecting this answer, but it looks as though it is not a good thing. Because usually in these cases, their supporters care at the time, and then they move on to something else by the time it's time to vote. So they forget all about it. But here with the support is challenged by leadership, and so they look like weak leaders. The High Priestess in the Five of Wands in the Page of Pentacles, there's way too much uncertainty going on when it comes to finances and people's finances. Remember, it's not just Democrats who are on Social Security and food stamps. So everybody doesn't make the same money they do. So it ends in the Five of Swords. And so there's a lot of dishonor. There's a lot of win at all cost mentality. But when you do this, when you play the red and the blue, like the Crips and the Bloods, then all you get is the people in the middle who are the ones that get hurt the most. And so your supporters feel it this time. Word of warning is the Eight of Swords. So you keep playing if you want to. There's only so many times you're going to poke that hornet's nest until they realize that it's happening to them too, and not just the others, not just the Democrats, not just the snowflakes. It's your problem too.
What's that Tom Hanks movie about the women's baseball league during the war?
A League of Their Own.
A league of their own. You're gonna lose. You're gonna lose. That little kid that always says that. Yeah, they're pack your bags. You're gonna have to move. You're gonna lose. All the details of all their rhetoric. It's all just lies, 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 and they're done. They're toast. They're out. I forget that little boy's character's name. It's my favorite part of the movie. Let's see. Did we look at, I can't remember, did we look at would Trump be disqualified from running using the 14th Amendment?
I mean, we did, but that was 1,000 years ago. We didn't do it recently.
Because there's a lawsuit now. Lawsuits are starting to come together on that. There's been one that's been filed already. So will he get blocked from running? Stillwell, thank you, was the little boy. Stillwell, you're gonna lose.
What happened? What did I miss, Jenny?
We were looking at how shutting down the government would affect them in the elections next year, and you know the Tom Hanks movie A League of Their Own about the women's baseball league during the war. There's a little kid in it named Stillwell that he goes, "You're gonna lose. You're gonna." And that's what I was getting.
Do you mind if I ask? Because I'm sorry, I just hold on. Is that the question that you guys are reading on right now?
No, right now we're looking at will Trump get disqualified from running because they're starting to place lawsuits over the 14th Amendment to block him from running, to get him off the ballot. If there's enough states that block him from running, he can't get the electoral votes.
I got the paperwork's already on the way being delivered. There's the mail, the ballot, the legal paperwork. That's important. It's on its way. It's being delivered. So
is that a yes?
That's looking like a yes. It's in progress. The paperwork, whatever needs to be filed, is currently making its way for delivery, one way or the other, or will be going to delivery. So he doesn't even have a campaign manager right now, does he?
I don't think so. Ro-Ro.
He didn't need one. I mean, this is like the last time they give him free press and free money and no platform. Because we didn't learn that lesson last time. Wheel of Fortune, 10 of Wands. Will they disqualify him? It's a maybe. I got a maybe last time I asked that question too. Because it ends in the Magician. All they need is people to follow through. That's it. So it is within their power to do so. The Ace of Magicians. The Magician has all the power to do whatever. Mind you, it's potential. They have the tools to do it. They still need to actually put the action behind it. And so they have the tools to do so. The Seven of Pentacles, there is not a whole lot of precedent for this, but there is something that they can use, which would be in the Constitution. And so it looks like a maybe for me.
Yeah, because they don't have to have a conviction for sedition. They just have to prove he started, that he gave comfort to people that committed sedition. We know that from the Peanut Butter Boys and the Oath Creepers in jail. I get, plans already off the ground, bringing this forward, satisfaction that this will go against Trump through the courts, and I get they will win this. It's what's funny is I get Trump's going to continue to grift all the way through this, even if they say you can't run, we're not putting you on the ballot. He's still going to grift. He's still going to take in funds for the White House. He's going to continue to try to get his funds to grow, but they will isolate him. So.
Jenny,
it be on the ballot in enough states.
I went ahead and pulled for that previous question about how shutting down the government is going to affect the Republicans, just out of curiosity to see what my cards said. And I got the book, The Moon, the Man, the Dog, Crossroads Child, and Mice. So that's a line of 7. We already know what's going to happen. The famous man that everybody's loyal to, that's splitting the country and is splitting the party, they go back to being small and losing. So by all means,
they're winning some things also with the gerrymandering. So, even like I just saw in Tennessee, where Nashville, they tried to split up into 3 separate districts. It's like there's a lawsuit now that prevailed that they got to redo their congressional maps for Nashville. They can't split it up into 3.
And also the where that new judge just got appointed, the first liberal judge. What state was that? Was
Wisconsin?
that Wisconsin? And she's looking to redo the maps because they're unconstitutional. They're jerry-rigged beyond imagination. You know, so I mean, once you level the playing field, they're done.
They're done.
Yeah.
We'll end up with a supermajority eventually in Congress because they're done. So Tavares was the guy who lied under oath to Jack Smith, but once he got his own lawyer separate from Stanley Woodward, the Trump lawyer, he was the surveillance guy. That he flipped once he got his own lawyer and got away from Trump's lawyer. So Stanley Woodward, who's also representing Nauta and D'Olivier, will Woodward face any criminal charges or sanctions from the Bar Association because he instructed Tavares to lie under oath? Will he get disbarred, or will he get sanctioned or something because he basically instructed him to lie? Poor surveillance guy. They flooded your room. They told you to lie under oath. And Smith still has that Garcia meeting to do with Cannon to show that Woodward can't represent all these different people because some of them are testifying. Stanley Woodward, are you in trouble? Lawyer.
Did you get Mr. Ryan?
I think he is in trouble, but there's a 9 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles. So there is a lot of information that he is holding, and this is going to be he said, she said, because his innocence, integrity, the 6 of Cups is innocence, Page of Swords, there's your liar, your gossip. It's called into question, 2 of Pentacles. So he's going to have some sort of legal fight or some sort of investigation or something like that that happens with the Queen of Swords there. But in the end, he gets the Six of Swords. So I think he does escape, but he does get pushed through the fire first. And it may be for something completely unrelated.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of getting he might face some jail time. What are you getting, Becca?
I'm getting a yes. I get the crossroads, the mountain, and the ring. Yes, because he is obstructing several people or people from being able to make choices. So whatever choices or alternatives you can give someone, you're obstructing them. You're not letting them. Do you see what I'm saying?
Not informing them of what they're
not informing them. This is smack dab in the middle. The main problem is an obstruction, and he's linked to it somehow.
It's like that lawyer that didn't tell the Georgia fake electors that they could take a plea deal. You know.
Yeah, and I was watching the legal heads over on MSNBC, like Andrew Wiseman and Neil Katyal and all those people. They were saying that it's not an uncommon practice, but in this case, where it's not an uncommon practice, but it's not exactly a good one because it almost works the same way Trump works. You isolate and try to protect the main head honcho, and then let everybody else take the fall. Do you see what I'm saying? So you're not acting in the best interest of your clients. You're sacrificing the others to save the one. Do you see what I'm saying? So,
it's like he's trying to be corrupt over everybody that was involved, trying to hang on to control. But I get like a court or something legal's getting ready to move in on him, and I get he's going to be isolated and look at jail time. There's a betrayal here to his clients. So,
or who knows, maybe he himself has been lying to special counsel and stuff. You know,
he may be like Trump's other lawyers that he knows stuff. Help Trump commit crimes like that.
Oh my gosh,
that can be witness tampering. Helping him commit crimes.
And not only that, but remember when the Mar-a-Lago case for the stolen classified documents, that Trump was using one lawyer and that one lawyer was lying to all the other lawyers. Was it Woodward, the lawyers that ended up turning witness against Trump? Because there was a few.
This is Woodward that just Stanley Woodward that just got separated from the surveillance guy. He's no longer.
Yeah, but there was when the classified documents case first happened, and Trump had a whole bunch of lawyers. There was one lawyer that was lying to all the other lawyers. And those lawyers ended up turning state's witness against Trump because the one lawyer was lying to them.
Oh, that may be Woodward. Yeah. Okay.
So,
Lucky Girl said that's a Georgia lawyer.
Stanley Woodward is the Georgia lawyer?
No, I think the one that was doing the lying was the Georgia lawyer.
No, there was one in Mar-a-Lago. There was one in Mar-a-Lago. It was a white guy. He's been on MSNBC a couple times to be interviewed. Was it Boris Epstein? I don't remember who it was. But there was one lawyer in particular who's been on MSNBC quite a bit when the classified documents case first happened, that they ended up turning witness against Trump because they were telling them we turned over all the paperwork. And then come later and find out, no, you didn't. And then you were trying to scrub the servers and hide stuff. And meanwhile, they're telling investigators, we gave you everything. Like when they were being corporate. I don't know.
Well, rated, broadcast, arrested Rudy Tootie Giuliani. Never, 4 seasons, adult bookstore Giuliani. Trump, although he hasn't paid him, is now going to do, I don't know if that'll show up. It's too bright. He's going to do a fundraiser at Bedminster for America's Mayor Giuliani's legal fees. $100,000 per guest to help cover on September 7th. Anybody's free wants to go give $100,000 and go to Giuliani's fundraiser for his legal fees. Yep. Trump could pay him the millions he owes.
Because there ain't no sick kids in the world that could use that money or nothing. I mean,
right. Well, my first question is, would Trump even give him the money from the fundraiser? Or would he keep it himself?
Jesus, Christian alive. 100,000.
Trump's going to be there talking, and then Rudy will be there for dinner.
What's crazy is Trump's not even paying out of pocket his own legal bills. You can't just jump Rudy in there, and that's
You're going to pay $100,000 for Burger King? Come on.
yeah. I know. That's what it would be. Ain't that what he fed? Who was going to visit the White House? Some team, and that's what he ordered for these athletes was Burger King, or burger, whatever it was.
Would Trump, king of the grifters, even give the money to Rudy that he raises?
I think Rudy would get a clue by now. I mean, really, he threw you and everybody else under the bus. And then Jenna Ellis is over there saying that her new legal strategy is praying to God. You know? So,
God answers all prayers. Go ahead.
yeah, like Johnny said, God answers all prayers. Sometimes it's no. You know, I get no. That money is going to go to a woman that needs surgery. Or Botox.
Melania's getting new kidneys.
or maybe it's Guilfoyle with. I mean, that girl's she's just Tupperware at this point.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
No, it's going to a woman that needs surgery.
What?
I gotta know too. I get that's like fighting for the money. You know, hey, while you're here, do you want to buy a golf plot? He's like, he's gonna keep it because it goes to Trump. Done. He's gonna claim, oh, they weren't giving to you; they were buying golf plots.
Somebody shows up at this thing. There is some success around it with the Sun card. A lot of publicity. I'll say it that way. I don't know if success is the right word because you have the strength card, so you do need to try to overcome something, but you can do it. So it does get a little publicity. However, it does also get the 9 of Wands and the 9 of Swords. So whatever is going in is not going out to where it is supposed to because it is under strain and there's a lot of tension around where it's supposed to go. And listen, where is this going to be?
Bedminster, where Ivana's buried.
His son that came from his loins held a charity banquet for children. Charity. And he held it at the golf course. And Donald Trump apparently called and said, hey, what's going on there? And Eric is holding a thing and da-da-da-da. Did you charge him? They said no. He said charge him. Nobody gets it for free. So you think you're going to get the money in his own? Come on, boy.
Rudy's going to be broker.
Oh, bless his heart. Just like the videos you see online where people tie a string to $100 bill and then every time you try to grab it, they like yank it from. But you can't see them, and so it looks like it's just blowing in the wind. Bless his heart. That's okay. He'll be that proverbial mule just walking in a circle looking for that carrot.
Did you all see the pictures that have been popping up online from reporters going to Bedminster where Ivana's supposedly buried? You can't even see the little plaque with her name on it because it's all overgrown and like completely.
I thought she was on hole 1. They just threw her in the bushes.
They threw her in the bushes. There's like a patch and it's trees and like bushes and weeds growing all over the place. And then you have to like scoot the weeds back and then you can see the plaque.
Oh, damn.
On it. Mm-hmm.
That's disrespectful.
That's been floating all over Twitter. Supposedly got in there and took a picture.
So Jack Smith has 3.1 million pages of Secret Service texts that were supposedly erased after January 6th for entertainment purposes, only YouTube. Including texts between Secret Service and One-Eyed Stewie Rhodes. Is there information in those 3.1 million texts that incriminate Trump? Any direct link?
I always say I hate reading. I don't hate reading necessarily. My mind starts telling its own story while I'm reading, which makes it unpleasant to like read things unless I'm interested in it. You give me a book about space or tarot cards and I got it, but anything else, my mind wanders. 3 million pages of anything I can't do.
3.1 million pages, right? That's a lot of cat treats, isn't it, Roro?
That's too much.
Anything that incriminates Trump. You're always laying on my hand, and then you get upset because I bounce your head when I shuffle.
Yeah, there's something too about world leaders as well in here with the world card and the 6 of Wands. There may be something too about moving something from overseas to here and being paid to do so, or having some sort of Knight of Pentacles is not necessarily a job you do day to day. It's something you hired to do 1, 2, 3 times. It's like contract work, or not contract work. Like you hire a plumber. You don't hire a plumber every day. You hire a plumber to do your plumbing and then go away. So it's something they did, but it had a schedule. So every year you do this one thing, whatever it is, moving this stuff from overseas, from across the water. So there's a bunch of that type of stuff in there too. There's also something about a person in the park type of thing too. So there's some sort of conversation about a person on the other side, or the attempt to put a person on the other side, something of that nature too.
To give
Even
someone,
if it was something directed at him, but
to give someone tickets to the park.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't ask text messages. I asked about the documents that the special counsel and his team have, and I get a yes. In particular, to a mob with the garden here, large group of people, huge audience, outdoors, party, event sort of thing, that are angry and fighting. But there is this card smack dab in the middle of it, and this is about purity. Okay, we'll just a very large group of purists that are very angry and fighting. This is the mob. So yeah, and it's mostly linked to these purist type angry people. So I don't know if that's Stuart Rhodes or the other guy, Enrique Torres or whatever, but yes, it is incriminating to him too, and it links him to that group.
I get a yes too. Messages about different options for getting to higher ground on the Capitol, so to speak, and in connection with people they're working with, like Peanut Butter Boys and Oath Creepers, those that are kind of contracted out. I get treason and sedition. This is going to come up in the courts. There's also Republicans involved, and those that are trying to make Biden's electoral college votes smaller.
I just can't believe secrets. Everything that man touched, he's corrupted. I'm not saying, I don't have a lot of knowledge on Secret Service. I really don't. I know that Maggie Haberman, I think she's a person on MSNBC, a contributor quite a bit. She's written a few books on the Secret Service, and how they've become corrupt over the years. But this is on a whole other level if you can prove that the Secret Service was in cahoots with a domestic terrorist group. Call them what they are. That they were in cahoots with those people to stage a coup d'etat against the government. Like, that is
Donald Trump literally corrupted everything.
everything. If there was a department of toilet paper, he corrupted it. Like,
There's no one safe around him. So, well, are there any Secret Service people that will get an indictment?
From Lucky Girl, someone trolled Don Jr. about Ivana's overgrown burial plot and told him to go mow your mom. That's petty too. Jesus.
That's funny.
They ain't got no chill.
For all the awful things he said at her
I
funeral,
mean, I guess.
mow your mom might have other implications there. What you want? Secret Service, any indictment coming?
That's crazy.
Uh-oh, I got the abundance card on the bottom.
unbelievable. I just he corrupted everything. And I mean, I guess you have to have a certain mindset, because you can't tell me he's got some superpower that if you go near him, you just get sucked in and then you just want to just do all sorts of illegal stuff. Like, I guess you have to have a predisposition to greed, power. I don't know, but
That sounds right to me.
like,
Thank you, Roberta.
like,
Because you got to have a weakness that he can exploit, and then
yeah.
there you were.
But what I don't understand, Johnny, though, is the guy is a freaking moron.
Yeah.
He is beyond moronic. Beyond moronic. He makes a rock look intelligent, and these people just willfully follow him off a cliff. Like,
Trump demands loyalty. Don't you know that he told them, I only want Secret Service that takes a loyalty pledge to me, a very Putin-esque thing.
Yeah.
Don't you know that he was only surrounded by hundreds of loyal Secret Service?
Unbelievable. Thank you for the person in the chat that was saying it was Carol Leonnig. I got the name wrong. It was Carol Leonnig that wrote the book about the Secret Service.
There was a spy in the camp, too.
What'd you get, Johnny?
2 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles. Will there be indictments for the Secret Service? Possibly. There is the 5 of Wands, the 9 of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune is how it ends. Yeah, I'll say yes. Because here there's someone who helped to orchestrate the fights. Because, mind you, Donald Trump apparently was going to go down to the cookout with all the crazy people, and the Secret Service stopped him. Apparently, they knew what was, well, I wouldn't say they, somebody else in that group of people knew what was going on, and so I think somebody also helped orchestrate the fights. And if it wasn't his Secret Service, that would be their job title. It's someone close to him, like they work for him, is how it seems. Instead of working for the government, for the president, it's like they work for Donald Trump type thing.
He
So they were
probably got security clearance for him to do that, like he did Ivanka and Jared.
because there's a bunch of disorder and chaos there, and it's surrounding them. So someone had something to do with that.
What
I
you
get a yes. I get subpoenas, and also these two right here. This would be like a newspaper or a magazine, so it's probably going to be reported pretty soon on a newspaper or a magazine that some of these people are going to get some little invitations for interviews or whatever it is before a target letter or something like that. Like, yo, we got the goods, But I get a yes. I get a yes.
I get there's a whole bunch of them. Abundance on the bottom. They're going to be put out in the cold, like thrown out of Secret Service, and all kinds of indictments coming through, strong ones. They've got the evidence here, and I do get there's like a mole in the, like there's an inside guy, there's a spy in the camp, so to speak. But yeah, they're going to get Burden, Power Card. It's all coming down on them.
It's insanity to me. It's like I guess the saying is true. Sometimes truth is stranger than fiction, because never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that an institution like that could be corrupted to the point where they collude and coordinate with domestic terrorists to overthrow the government. Like, it's beyond wild. This is stuff you watch on movies, not in real life.
Yeah.
I just want to go inside the mind. I mean, I get it's a cult, fine. But why don't you see what I see? And I want to know that thing in your brain that's not touching the other thing that you don't see it. Like, I need to see that. And I need to see into the rest of your life. I mean, I guess that's why I got magic cards. But I need to see into the rest of your life to how did you get to this point? You're a functioning adult, at least functioning enough adult. But Donald Trump comes along, and then everything's not out the window. That's who you already were, but he just ignited you. But I want to know, how did you get there?
And what
the stupidest person you could ever meet convinced you to do the stupidest things you could ever do.
That's what I don't understand. The guy has no charisma. Mm-hmm. He's dumber than a bag of rocks. He can't tell his ass from a hole in the ground. He can't string a coherent sentence. This is the guy who took a cognitive test and was bragging like he was smarter than Einstein, like it was an IQ test. And yet you follow him off a cliff. Like, how do you not see the guy's a freaking moron?
And the problem is you have so many examples of people meeting their absolute doom following this man, and you got it right in line too.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not like there's a song called Roller Coasters to where you get on, you're scared, you're terrified, but you do it again. That's a different kind of thing to where you keep doing the same thing that terrifies you. No, this is people doing things that are dangerous to themselves and following someone who cares nothing about them, doesn't know their name, not going to bail you out of jail, not even going to give you a pardon unless you buy it.
Ain't even going to pay your legal bills after he gets you to commit crimes.
It is going to do a fundraiser for you and keep your money. Like, I don't, whatever's not touching needs to be, and whatever is touching, stop it.
Look at the debate. There's 9 people on the stage. When they were asked if Trump is the one who is nominated, will you support him? 7 of them said yes. No, they said if he's the nominee and convicted of his crimes, will you still support him? So an indicted, convicted felon, they're all there saying, yes, I'll still support him.
This has to be cosmic. This is not this. I think we're probably poking the elephant in the room and can't see the forest for the trees type of thing. This has to be bigger than us. Like, this is one of them things that needed to happen in the world. Like I said, if Donald Trump hadn't come along, we wouldn't have met. If Donald Trump was not president at the time, they would have blamed Hillary for COVID, even though they sort of had a plan and all. But she would have been the COVID president, and then, that would have been harder to get reelected. There's a lot that he was needed for in the waking up of society. And while, like they always says, Obama's who we wanted to be and Donald Trump is who we actually were, and all that kind of crap. But at the same time, cut it out. Like, we don't need this kind of lesson to string on this long. I just want to understand the mentality of a person to follow the stupidest person to do the stupidest things.
The fact that they can't get off the merry-go-round. I mean, the only 2 that said that they would not support him was Asa Hutchinson and Chris Christie.
And it's not like the evidence isn't there. You lost the House, you lost the Senate, you lost the presidency, you barely by a 10-seat majority won the House back. You're about to lose it again. The guy is a loser. with a capital.
Nikki Haley stood there on stage and said he added 8.7 trillion to our national debt. The
But she's
only honest thing I heard on the stage. But would you support Trump if he was convicted? Yes. Yes, she's right there.
Here's a list of 8 million.
He cost 8.7 trillion. But yeah, I'm going to support him. That's my guy.
Here's a list of all the horrible crap that's documented that Donald Trump did. But I would still support him for president.
Why?
So of this debate debacle,
Power.
or any of those that were on the stage, like Mike Pence, they tried to kill you. Yes, that's my guy. I'll still support him. He's in jail and convicted.
They had a gallows set up for that clown outside chanting, "Hang Mike Pence." And he's like, yeah, I'll support him.
Are any of those people that were on that stage, so excluding Trump, are any of those people that were on that stage going to be the nominee for the Republican Party?
I mean, I kind of get why they say they support him, because they're doing the whole one united Republican Party type of thing to where they're not all split different ways. But this is your chance to say that's a dangerous person, and no. Chris Christie's been attacking him. Asa Hutchinson is like one of the first people to run against him. So okay, fine, whatever. Jesus Christ. Sometimes I wish there was a planet all those people could go live on, and not this one.
And then Ron
I just
DeSantis,
can't believe that Nikki would call him out for adding so much to our national debt and speaking the truth on that. But he's in jail and he's our nominee. I'll support him.
and then there's Ron DeSantis having a glitch in the motherboard in his brain because
Yeah, the whole time.
he reminded me of Max Headroom. Like, I don't know, Johnny's old enough to remember, but back in the day when MTV used to actually have
with the box haircut.
Max Headroom, the animation guy, and he would talk and he would like glitch like this. Ron DeSantis. Except Max Headroom was way cooler than Ron DeSantis.
His name is Retrograde DeSantis. He had a glitch in the name.
And then he's trying to smile and he's all like, oh, you're such a serial killer, dude.
Oh.
I get there's one specific person in the party that's going to stand out and they're going to market. They're going to shine the light on this person, elevate them to make them some sort of a celebrity for fame. But there's one person in particular in the party. So
I keep getting a woman.
that's what I got last time, that it was going to be a woman. I said, well, I'll believe it when I see it.
But it's only one running?
Nikki Haley's the only.
Nikki Haley, who goes.
Is it too late for anybody else?
Gets the offer when Trump crashes and burns to go up against Biden.
Nikki Haley, who is not white, who is brown,
She won't
who
win.
has a name that you can't pronounce to most Republicans, and you're gonna
Unless there's another woman that comes forward. Yeah, watch them put Sarah Huckabee Sanders or some idiot like that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I get a woman too.
That's
so
crazy.
I don't know. I don't think it's Nimarata, because in the word of warning is the Queen of Pentacles. So, and then in the word of solace is the Queen of Swords.
Watch him bring back Sarah Palin from the dead over there,
Oh, good God.
Alaska, looking at Russia with her binoculars.
Maybe she'll
I
make
see
more
Russia.
sense that way.
Oh my God. Or the constipated Husky Sanders.
Okay, I got Mark Meadows. He's trying to move his case to a federal court. Will he be successful? Because I was doing this because I worked for the government. No, dude, you committed a crime. You went and knocked on the door to try to get into a voting center down in Georgia. Even you went overboard trying to commit this crime. Will he be successful at getting it moved to a federal court?
Why do you follow the stupidest person to do the stupidest thing?
There's nobody safe around him, and y'all just keep going.
Everybody. The pool boy, the hat maker, the shoe maker, the candlestick maker, the butcher,
Her surveillance guy.
the coat boy, the surveillance guy. What's that girl's name? What's one of her people? What's it? Melania's hairdresser. Didn't they get in trouble too?
Yep. $100,000 they've been paying him.
Like what? Nobody is. Good God.
And Bonnie's using the Hatch Act to argue against that. Like, no, you're not supposed to be doing anything about elections from the White House, dude.
That's another idiot I don't understand, dude. You had a safe, secure seat in the House of Representatives because you represented a super red crazy district. You gave that all up to temporarily go work for this clown, and now this is your number one indictment. There's going to be more.
He's so arrogant. I mean, why did he vote twice in the election? You're that freaking arrogant. You're going to vote in your home state and up in DC area and get caught in it because you have a trashed out trailer you claim you live in North Carolina. No. How stupid do you have to be? Like, why? What do you think one vote's going to do?
I don't know. And don't forget, too, because I saw it in his grand tableau, he helped move some of those classified documents. He helped Trump steal some of them. Yeah. So I'm ready for that coup to drop, too.
I don't think he's going to be able to move it.
I gotta know. I get that he's going to file an abundance of paperwork, but it just gets blocked. There's paperwork, there's the abundance, and then just blocked. It's almost like it's a delay tactic, but he doesn't get to go that route, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get a no too. Like, you're dead in the water because you tried to change votes, and there's a lot of illumination on your bullying. And time's up. No. Miss Funny will keep it in her state courts.
There's your relocation, Knight of Wands and Hermit. So this gets isolated. The Justice, the Hierophant, and the King of Pentacles, some man here. I guess maybe his lawyer or something of that nature, but they're trying on his behalf. But that's the Tower card there. And Temperance, this is Temperance and Chariot and the Moon. This does slow things down, at least a little bit. And so I think that's probably all it's meant to do. Because what is a federal court going to do for you that this one isn't? Crime is a crime. Evidence is evidence.
And like Jenny was saying, Jenny Willis told them, oh, okay, so you want to face another charge for violation of the Hatch Act? Go ahead.
Okay, two final questions. You know how they do commemorative board games for things like there's Monopoly for
everything.
New York City, there's a Monopoly for the state of Colorado, whatever, Paris, whatever. There's board games that are sort of commemorative. So what is Trump's board game going to be?
Deck of characters, here we come.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Because there's going to be one for sure.
Yeah, we joked about like it was done by the pool guy in the basement, Mar-a-Lago, like a Clue thing. But what is Trump's board game going to be?
Yeah. um,
It's going to cost a lot. There'll be a Grifton ball, and I'm sure they'll have to pay a royalty for using his name.
there is a. It is kind of like a clue thing to where does this key fit? Skeleton key type thing. What door does it open? But it's got random pieces in there, and it's got a bunch of different avenues it could go down. There's the ferry, the bulldozer, the moon, the knife, the poop, the meadow. So it's like it goes all over the place. Like, did he commit a crime on the golf course? But that's where his wife is buried. There's one in the bathroom because that's where the documents were. And there's all this potential danger he causes. Is he dangerous himself? And there's even the Space Ranger thing that they had. What they call it?
Space lasers.
The Guardians of the Galaxy. That's what they started under his administration. And so there's a bunch of stuff. I think it is a clue type of game eventually. Maybe I should make it myself.
What you getting, Becca?
So for one, I got Battleship. I'm just going to go with Battleship because the boat is right in the middle of the ship. And then the other one is some sort of like something that is written. So it's not exactly a board game, but it's, I don't know, this would be like a crossword puzzle or like a Mad Libs thing, but it's some sort of a test.
Oh,
but it's
man, woman, camera, TV.
Yeah, Trump's IQ test, man, woman, camera, because this is success. This is burden, a difficult test. So a very difficult test. So maybe they'll make like a Mad Libs or a crossword puzzle or something. It has, you need to write it. That would be like a test that he took. So his cognitive test, and we'll make it an IQ test to see if
a Scrabble board with 3 letters in it.
Yeah.
Y'all know I'm a Ren and Stimpy fan. I wish I had my Ren and Stimpy t-shirt on right now, because when I saw this, I'm like, don't whiz on the electric fence. It was a game they played in Ren and Stimpy. They have commercials for it. It's like something liquid and returning to it over and over, and electrocution and sacrificing yourself. It's like, don't whiz on the electric fence. There is no one safe around him. If you whiz on an electric fence, you're probably in Trump's orbit.
Oh my God.
Okay, final question. Laura Loomer, MTG, getting into it outside the jail in Fulton County, Georgia.
Johnny,
Becca told the story.
Johnny, you have to see the video. So Marjorie Taylor Greene goes to Georgia. After she tells everybody not to go to Georgia, she shows up in Georgia anyways, and she starts protesting Donald Trump's arrest. And Laura Loomer is there with a bunch of MAGAs, and they're like saying that Marjorie Taylor Greene is what was it, Jenny? Kevin McCarthy's lapdog or something like that, like something like that. And then Laura Loomer is following her around, and she's like, "You talk all kinds of shit online, but you run away when someone gets in your face," or something like that. Like, and Marjorie Taylor Greene's like running away, like. And then there's a guy,
just like she did in New York, like quickly out of the crowd, in her own state,
in her own state. Because that's what bullies do. They talk a bunch of crap, or they harass people that are smaller than them, like when she harassed David Hogg, a child at the time, And then this one guy starts saying, "Large Marge, where's your husband? Large Marge, where's your husband? She cheats on her husband, blah, 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 blah." Like, it was a hot mess, dude.
So my question is, are we going to see a cat fight between Laura Loomer and MTG?
Will there be a cat fight between Laura Loomer and MTG? I mean, I don't condone violence, but that...
Yeah, thank you, Joyce. It's on Midas Touch, Johnny, if you want to see the video.
I don't condone violence, but that one right there, I wish would get popped in the mouth one time. One time.
If they're going to be around. Cat fight.
Mhm.
Oh, could we make it a three-way with Bobert?
But I said this.
Loomer's gonna pick up Robert and swing her around like
Is that
Snap her
she's
like a
not
wishbone.
tough. She just needs to meet the right person, and she'll realize how tough she is not.
Yep.
She's just loud and obnoxious.
Three Toes needs to go
Reaches
hook
you
up
with
with
the
Three
police
Fingers. Three Toes and Three Finger Ronnie need to hook up.
It won't be long before she dumps the current boyfriend that she's with to cheat on him with somebody else. Who, I mean, that video was hilarious, hilarious. So will Laura Loomer and MTG get into a fight?
It was like what MTG did to David Hogue, Laura Loomer was doing to her, like just catcalling her all the way down.
Oh my gosh, and we forgot about the whistles. Remember the whistles? The guy with the whistle, and then she's like running away because the guy had a whistle. They harassed me. They didn't. It's like, sloppy. They were calling her Sloppy Toppy. Oh,
And Large Marge.
Large Sloppy Toppy. MTG giving McCarthy Sloppy Toppy. Yeah, exactly, Cece. It's like at this point, it's like who's out? They're trying to out crazy each other, you know, for the spotlight. So
Good job.
I think Laura Loomer and Bobert are going to gang up on her. I'm getting like two of them taking her out because making her lose. Surprise attack. And doing it so they can try to raise more money.
I get that. Sorry.
Sneak attack.
I get that there's a lot of growing passions that are about to get very, very heated. Very heated. And then there's secrets that are going to be revealed about the entourage or her family or people in a small group within the house. But there's secrets that are going to be revealed. So, I mean, if they want to sling poo at each other, sling it all day long. Sling
All
it.
those Freedom Caucus people need to just start telling crap on each other. What you getting, Johnny?
Nothing.
No cat fight?
She's about to give some man a whole bunch of money. The Seven of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, and then I drew again, and the first card was the Six of Pentacles. So I don't know. She's about to give some man here a whole bunch of money.
So would that be like MTG giving Kevin McCarthy a bunch of money that she was able to fundraise, or?
Probably he's in charge of something.
Because that was another thing that they were accusing her of in that video, how she's like all up Kevin McCarthy's butt and she turned her back on Trump and all this other. It was just, oh my God, Terry, all the howler monkeys slinging poo at each other. That's what it is. Except animals at the zoo are much more well behaved than these clowns.
They can't legislate anything to help people, but they can do all this performance art. It's just embarrassing and a shame.
like,
and yet people vote for them.
The House GOP is like a very, very, very bad episode of the Jerry Springer Show. I mean, it is just trash.
One thing after another.
Just trash. You got cousin effers in there, sibling effers in there, women that say that they're Christian, but then they've had like 20 different affairs with God knows how many men. Then Lauren Boebert the other day, I don't know if you saw this, during a committee hearing, was talking about when she was young and she went to get birth control, it was too expensive, so she just decided to get pregnant. I'm like, bitch, this is why they have Planned Parenthood. So you decided to get pregnant because
Free clinics.
A ridiculous amount of money for the next 18 years of your life versus going to Planned Parenthood to get.
And apparently she did that for her son too. Apparently she still can't afford it because he got somebody pregnant.
I mean, it's bad Jerry Springer Show, dude. It is bad. It is bad.
Well, thank you all for joining us. Thank you for all the super chats. Sharon Sipe and Lucky Girl, thank you so much for posting links for us. And Terry Solaris, thank you for repeating the questions for us tonight. Next week on Becca's Channel, House of Lenormand, 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
Hopefully more crap hits the fan this week, because that would be fantastical.
It's getting good now, guys.
Yeah, it's getting real good.
We'll see who's back in the prison cells next week.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.